President Cyril Ramaphosa will deliver the keynote address at the National Day of Reconciliation celebrations in Vembe. Before the official program, he's scheduled to visit Fulufelo Special School. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala is standing by to speak to the school principal, Nqobile, amongst others. Good morning.
Yes, Dudu, we are in fact waiting to see the arrival of the president, which we understand is supposed to be at about 10 o'clock. And of course, the Minister of Arts and of Sports, Arts and Culture has already also arrived, which we understand that he is also going to be doing the walkabout with the school, for the school himself. But the principal is, of course, joining us here. So we're going to start with the principal. Principal, if you could speak to us about what's taking place here, what does it mean for the school to have so many principals coming here?
Thank you very much for this opportunity so that I could do a presentation on what is happening at the school. Yeah. I really must appreciate what the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture did for the school, and I must say I thank God himself. I know this is the Lord's doing. That's my faith. Because you see, we are catering for learners that are living with intellectual disability, and then most often people look down on them. There are people that live locally who don't even know the school exists. But I want to say thank you to the Department of Sports, to the Minister, because I know sports, arts and culture, it is one area that is very, very important. Yeah. Our kids are participating in there, and then it has drawn attention to him, such that now they decided to open up doors so that at least the country should see what is happening in the school. Yes.
What would you say the school needs at this very point?
We really have a number of needs, but I do have two critical needs that I want to lay down. If happening that I be given an opportunity, I will talk to the president about it. The school is offering 3 programs. L-Speed Seed program it offers DCAPS program for learners who are living with severe intellectual disability, and then also TOC, technical occupational skills. This one is having about 12 skills that we are offering to the children, including welding, upholstery, plumbing, agricultural studies, motor mechanic, food production, upholstery, hospitality as well. So all those programs, they need space. So unfortunately, as a school, we have converted classes into labs. The classes are not standardized, so we are not able to work. So if a facility can be created so that we can move out and go all out in supporting learners that are living with intellectual disability, I would go down on my knees just to request the president to make it possible that we have a state-of-the-art facility for our workshops. And then secondly, our kids are traveling from very far to come to school, to a region of around 80 to 100 kilometers traveling. So it's a very, very serious challenge on our side. So if it could be made possible for scholar transport, it could help in the interim. But then if the facility is there, the boarding will be included, so there would not be a need of transport. And lastly, the greatest challenge, these kids, we are training them, but we have a challenge of placement. I've got more than 400 learners that are lingering in the streets because they cannot be, people think they are not employable. And you know, we have as a country to work together. The theme of our celebration day has something to do with strengthening social cohesion in the healing society. So that is one of the things that we should take serious, that if we have to heal, then let us also learn to take care of people that are living with intellectual disability, giving them space in the workplace. So if you can talk about public works and the rest of other departments, they can have a fair share in supporting these learners.
Thank you very much for speaking to us, Principal of the school. Of course, Dudu speaking to us there, but social cohesion, which is something that's very important and, of course, at the heart of what you're doing today. If you could perhaps just give us an idea. There's a program that's happening here, as well as the program that's happening at the stadium. Minister, what is the point of all of this today?
The point of these national days such as today is really to appreciate where we come from. It's a moment where we look back, look at the challenges, and see where we're going. We've made a lot of progress in terms of a cohesive society, which is social cohesion. There have been setbacks. We continue to see the elements of the past that continue to resist the new. And the more we celebrate in a very all-inclusive way a day like National Reconciliation, at the back of a successful day yesterday announced by the President to celebrate who we are, to celebrate the National Sport Day, which was a public holiday, at the back of what sport can do to us, has been identified by President Nelson Mandela that sport can unite us. So it is at the back of it that the President is coming here today to say how far we've come, how far, what are the challenges, how do we undermine the differences that continue to exist, small as they are, but to what extent are they affecting the national program of reconciliation. We've succeeded in many ways to achieve national reconciliation since 1994. We no longer look at each other just in terms of black or white, from a policy and legislative and a law. But of course, there continue to be issues about equality, issues about social cohesion. Those are the challenges we face.
And yes, Minister, whilst you talk about that, I mean, we continue to be, and I quote, the most unequal country in the world. How then do you work on that to ensure that this doesn't continue? We've got the highest unemployment in this country. We've got people who are in the art industry as well who are not even making money at this very point.
Well, the challenge is very historic. If you look at, for example, you talk about unemployment, the proportion of it is black. And there's a history to it why. That's why we're talking about NSFAS, making sure that the majority that was historically disadvantaged are able to get better education. Whether the economy is able to absorb that is something else. But from a point of view of legislation and the policy, we have made a lot of progress to make sure that people are equally treated.
And in this school, specifically, what is the Minister doing here?
This is a special school. What is important about, when you talk about issues of equality, is that this school provides a very rare service. This is mostly a rural area. And we do encourage, it's more of a legacy project for the President. Such services are not found in many rural areas. Each family has got somebody with special needs. And sometimes they hide them because they think that it's not something that we can talk about. We're very happy to be at the school, and I hope that the President, as he's going to do a tour of the school, will be able to say all other areas, this kind of infrastructure must go to rural areas as well.
And whilst we're talking about those infrastructure, I mean, we're speaking to the principal right now, and the principal has just highlighted that some of the issues that they face here is not only the space where they need more classes, but also the fact that they need transport, scholar transport. How are you going to ensure that you sort of work on these issues that they're asking, that they're looking at and that they're asking help in?
I just had a conversation now with Charles Hwati, who's the acting Premier of Limpopo, to see to what an extent the challenges are so vast. You can imagine if they take all their resources to this school at the exclusion of the rest of rural schools, because Limpopo, KZN and Eastern Cape, they're facing huge challenges of access to such infrastructure. And I'm sure the government, having the President here, the principal will be able to highlight those problems so that the government, in the presence of the acting Premier, will be able to attend to those issues.
In terms of the program today that's going to be taking place in the stadium, if you could just take us in your confidence, what's going to be happening there?
Really, the main program today is the President. The rest is supporting, whether you're talking about artists, whether you're talking about the Premier, but the main guest speaker is the President, who will deliver a message of the day to the nation about the essence of reconciliation and how far we've come and why we must continue to talk about reconciliation, because it has brought us where we are. Notwithstanding challenges, but I think reconciliation is important for this country even going forward.
Has the President arrived though?
The President has landed. He's on his way. As you can see, this gloomy and beautiful weather. It's not 42, and I think we hope that he can stay like this for the rest of the day. He's on his way driving from the airport.
All right. right. Thank you very much for speaking to us. That's Minister of Sport, Art and Culture, Judy, just speaking to us about, of course, the program that's going to take place here. Just an emphasis there on social cohesion, very important there. The principal also speaking about the same thing, that the special school the people that come to the school must not be looked upon as if it's people that cannot do the work. The work speaks for itself. You saw the projects that they're currently doing, but also they're asking for facilities, infrastructure to be more of that, so that they're able to cater for a wider community. And of course, the Sports, Art and Culture Minister speaking to us about exactly that. And of course, we understand now that there's going to be a walkabout with the president in the school, and this is their legacy program. And of course, they will listen to what the principal will be saying and sort of look into how the government is going to work around that. In the meantime, the stadium in Thohoyandou is already ready. We've driven that side to do, and about 800 meters away, we already stopped at least 3 times by the police, just checking what we are doing there. So security is very tight, but the program is expected to get underway at about 11 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala.